Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest sci-fi epic Dune, which hit theaters today, and HBO Max as well. I just got back from a screening of it, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Before I get into all of that, of course, and I talk too long and too much, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled film review, so if you have not yet watched Dune and you plan to, either at home at HBO Max or in the theaters this weekend, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers. That being said, you have been warned. Spoilers starting from here on out, starting now. So basically, we got a fairly faithful remake, almost a direct remake with a few changes here or there throughout this film, which honestly was just fine with me, because one of my biggest problems with the original Dune from 1984 is that it is so convoluted, complex, and confusing that I had to keep pausing the movie and reading along in the synopsis with where I was in the film to make sure I was understanding and having a grasp of what was going on and what was happening. Did not need that in this case. Everything was very clear. It was very obvious who everyone was and how they were related to one another and what was going on and what was happening. And it made for a very entertaining, very engaging film. It was a healthy balance of, I would say, character development and drama with like healthy dosage of sci-fi action. Of course, some very memorable scenes from the awesome looking enormous sandworms. So overall, I really enjoyed it. I was a little bummed we didn't get to see someone in particular riding a sandworm, but towards the very end of the film, one of the very final shots of the movie is someone riding probably a Freeman or a Freeman? Yeah, Freeman riding a sandworm, which looked pretty badass. And I was so bummed when they murdered the scientist as she was summoning a sandworm and getting ready to ride it with those pickaxe things, and all of a sudden we see her chest lunge forward, and it's like someone stabbed her, and you're like, oh no. But then when she summoned the sandworm to eat her and the three bad guys, I was like, yes, awesome. And this movie had an impressive scope and scale, and I loved the sound design, and the soundtrack was also awesome. I mean, wow, what an impressive, visually stunning movie. Like I said, pretty direct remake of the original 1984 film, which honestly was okay with me, but unlike the 1984 film, I actually understood and could easily follow what was definitely happening in this movie with little to no confusion. In fact, zero confusion. I understood exactly what was happening, well, most of the time. Some of the dream vision stuff I didn't quite understand with Paul, and like I said, there were a few things that I don't believe were in the original film in terms of scenes and character moments that were in this movie, but that's okay because that's what made it interesting. I honestly thought they killed the Baron Harkonnen at first, but then I was like, oh, thank goodness there he is, because I definitely want to see more of this guy, because he's being played by none other than Stellan Skarsgård, who always gives us excellent villainous performances, and this guy looks nasty. I love the makeup job they did on him. He looks great. This whole movie was just visually beautiful and really pleasing to watch and look at. And I loved the sandworms. Sandworms got some pretty good scenes scattered throughout the film. Hopefully we see more of them in possibly part 2, as it was revealed right away to us in the very beginning before the film started. The title of this movie is actually Dune Part 1, and not just simple Dune. So I'm hoping and assuming that if this movie does well enough in theaters and the box office and HBO Max, we will indeed get a sequel at some point in the future, especially with the way they ended it. Not necessarily a cliffhanger, but there is definitely a hell of a lot more story waiting to be told now that Paul and his mother are with the Freeman, and now that they seem to be gathering and ready their forces. So I'm excited. You know, I'm hoping we get a Dune Part 2, because I really enjoyed Dune Part 1, and I might have to see it at least one more time on the big screen, because it is a big screen spectacle. So I was quite pleased that it delivered on the scope and scale that they had been teasing and promised. Wish there had been a little bit more of the sandworms, and I would have preferred to see a bit longer, more of a longer duration of sandworm riding. But oh well, and at least hopefully we'll get more sandworms and more sandworm riding in part 2 if it even happens. So go watch Dune this weekend. Let's make a Dune Part 2 happen. And that's what I thought of the movie. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Maybe if not more than me, less than I did. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on the matter. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome rest of your night. And be sure to subscribe for more film reviews like this one. Dune is now playing in theaters and on HBO Max. Don't miss it. It's a great one for sci-fi fans. All right, everybody. Have an awesome rest of your night. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, the spice must flow.